Hello and welcome to today's lecture in our technical series, Contractions. In one of my Instagram reels, I had spoken about the different contractions. The concentric contraction, isometric contraction and the eccentric contraction. Now, as fitness trainers, as strength and conditioning coaches, like I had mentioned in my reel, our understanding of contractions cannot be like those who just learn from YouTube or from Muscle and Fitness and Flex magazines. We have to understand this from a point of view where we know what's happening within and thereby give results accordingly. So let's understand this. This is a very rough diagram that I've made over here, but throughout the lecture I will be flashing a lot of pictures for you and videos for you wherein I can make you understand the concept. Now hear this. When you do, suppose this dumbbell is 20 kilos, okay, I'm holding it here. Now, I curl it, the regular bicep curl. What happened here? I did a concentric contraction, right? Now, makes sense when I call it a contraction. What happens in this contraction, concentric contraction? We all know about this actin and myosin cross filamentation. As fitness trainers, whatever certification you did, there they taught you this cross filamentation. As a strength and conditioning coach, even if you have done your CSCS, or as a fitness trainer you've done ACE, ACSM, NASM, whatever, cross filamentation of the actin and myosin has been taught to you. You've been taught there is a M line right in the center and then there is a Z line. Now, understand this, that the movement of the muscle during this contraction is a one-way ticket. It only moves towards the M line. This myosin head will attach to the actin and pull it towards the M line. It cannot attach and push it towards the Z line. That doesn't happen. It's a one-way ticket towards the M line, towards the center of the sarcomere. Now, when you do your regular contraction, what happens? This myosin head will attach your pull. Suppose this shifted. Next, it will attach here, pull. Attach here, pull. Thereby, full curl movement. This is your regular concentric contraction. Now, every time it attaches, what happens? ATP. ATP bursts and becomes ADP. What is the byproduct? Lactate, lot of metabolic waste, lactate, hydrogen ions, all the metabolic waste is left. What happens? You start feeling the burn. You start feeling the fatigue. What causes fatigue? Metabolic waste, not lactic acid. Metabolic wastes. Now, consider this contraction. That this 20 kg dumbbell, I am just holding it like this. No movement. What do we call this? Isometric contraction. How can you call it a contraction? What is contracting over here? Is anything contracting? Visually I am talking. Is anything contracting? Nothing. I am just holding. Have you seen martial artists? They carry those cups filled with water and then they go into horse stance position and they hold it. You've seen those videos? Burning. I cannot hold. They are holding it. When BJJ fighters, wrestlers, judo fighters, when they practice, they do a lot of isometric contraction because during the bout they have to hold the position. If they are choking somebody, they have to hold the choke, pull till the opponent taps. So they do a lot of isometric contraction work. Why are they working the muscle? For that specific contraction. Because there is a principle. that the muscle will develop its strength, its endurance, its speed, its flexibility just the way you train it. So what happens in isometric contraction? Understand this. Why are you calling it a contraction? Because during the isometric contraction, when the duster, 20 kilo duster is in my hand, this myosin head is not pulling it towards the M line. I am here only. What is happening? You see that morning alarm clock of yours, that hammer that bangs on that two bells, it bells. That is exactly what is happening here. This myosin head continuously bangs on that same place, top, it will bang over there. What is happening? ATP is bursting into ADP, adenosine triphosphate into adenosine diphosphate. Same metabolic waste, burn. The muscle is burning, it's burning, I can't hold. This is what is happening. This is the reason why it is called a contraction. Because it is doing the same thing. It is trying to pull it towards the M line, but no, it's like me doing the wall push, the typical isometric contraction. Wall push. Wall is moving, no. I am moving, no. This is knocking in that same, the myosin is knocking in the actin same place. And ATP is bursting, metabolic waste is producing, burn is happening. That is why it is called a contraction. This is what happens in an isometric contraction in the muscle. Now, eccentric contraction. We learned concentric, pulling towards the M line. Isometric, hitting the actin in the same place. ATP is bursting. Eccentric. Now, what did I tell you? This is a one-way ticket. It will move only to the center of the sarcomere. No other place to move. So, in this case, when the eccentric is happening, this is trying to pull, but it cannot because the opposing force is too much. It will land up attaching here, then here, then here, and it is going far and far. See, it is like you are in a car trying to go on a slope. That entire slope is filled with muck. So what happens? You go and suddenly you're like, oops, the tire is spinning in the same place, and then your car starts going backwards. The tire is spinning, heat is generating, smoke is coming, but your car is shifting backwards. That's exactly what's happening here. It is attaching and trying to pull it to the center, cannot do it. It is going far, but it is trying to pull here, and ATP goes on bursting all the way. Eccentric contraction. That is why it is called a contraction. Eccentric contraction. Now, over here, when this is happening, you have to understand one thing over here. Why is it that you always tell your clients that when you curl, walk fast, concentric, fast, 1 second, coming down comes slow, 3 seconds, 1 second up, 3 seconds down, 1 second up, 3 seconds down. As trainers, you always tell this to your client. Why do you tell it? Because if I can curl 100, I can uncurl 130. 30% more weight than what I can lift. Why? Because of this protein called titin. This titin is very stiff. Why? Because of the calcium that is there in the cytosol. Because of the calcium. Its strength, its stiffness is a lot. Second, over here near the Z line, this titin is attached to this actin. So, it makes sure that the sudden burst of lengthening doesn't happen. This is what gives it extra strength during eccentric contractions. Not during concentric, because during concentric, when it is coming, when it is going there, the titin doesn't have any role in it. Because its role is when it is lengthening. That is where the titin comes into play, and this is what gives eccentric contractions more strength than concentric contractions. See, if you want to excel as a fitness trainer, as a strength and conditioning coach, your understanding of muscle physiology has to be like this. When you see the client concentric, I know what's happening. When you see him hold it, are it burning? I don't know. I'm holding, it's burning. You know what is happening. When he's uncle and you see the reason why you have to go slower than what you concentric, why you must practice eccentric lengthening with heavier weights, strength and conditioning with the chains and so many other techniques that we have. Why? To strengthen all of this. As fitness trainers, as strength and conditioning coaches, if you want to excel, be on top of the game, you have to have your understanding like this. You cannot speak like a layman on the street. That will make you and keep you like a layman on the street. You want to be an elite level trainer? This should be your level of understanding.